Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Your first name is?
Sir, my first name is Margi.
So we call you Margi, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Let's start. You come from Sabarmati.
Yes.
Who doesn't know about Sabarmati? And still I will ask you, what is unique that is located near Sabarmati River?
Sir, Sabarmati River has Sabarmati Ashram, which has a great historical importance for India. It is
Okay,
from
let's
there.
start with Sabarmati Ashram. On which road is the ashram?
Sorry, sir.
On which road is the ashram located?
It is called the Ashram Road.
It is called Ashram Road. Very
Yes.
right. And tell us three unique features, three important features that we should see when we go to the ashram. Three important things about Sabarmati Ashram.
Sir, firstly, there is the Hriday Kunj. Sir, secondly, there is the there is basically the store from which there is a gift shop kind of thing where we can have the souvenirs related to the movement, the civil disobedience movement, and Gandhiji's certain personal possessions that we can see. And so, thirdly, his handwritten letters and the letters that he has received from multiple personalities,
Right.
even that we can see.
Right. So let's extend this discussion to Gandhiji now.
Okay, sir.
Now, Gandhiji taught us so many things that we value so much. My question is on two things only. What is the relevance of Gandhian thought on Indian economy as on today? Divide them into two parts, his thoughts. One, things which are relevant today, and two, things which are not relevant today on Indian economy.
Okay, sir. So the first thought of his, which would be relevant, would be the trusteeship theory, as we see that there are reports of economic inequality in India. So
Got
we
it.
can, yes, sir. So the irrelevance could be the self-sufficiency that he advocated for villages. So as we are moving towards greater globalization,
Globalizing. Very right. I think you have done your homework well.
Thank you, sir.
One thing I've always been puzzled about. You are from Gujarat.
Yes,
You
sir.
can give an answer to that. Why do you put sweet in everything in the food?
So we are sweet people and we like to reflect that through our food, I guess.
Sweet people need not put sweet.
So there is a certain bias we have towards sweet, although we do not put sweet in everything. Like our khichdi is a mix of namkeen. So
Namkeen is also famous. Okay, fine.
yes, sir.
Let's change the field, but I'm still in Gujarat. Tell me the names of two animals which are found in Gujarat and are not found anywhere else in the world.
Sir, one is the Asiatic wild lion, who is found
that was easy.
And the second is the wild ass, which is found in Kutch.
Excellent. Now, we keep on reading. Wild has not been given so much publicity, but we keep on reading about Gir lion. And I'm told that recently there was a news report that the population is too much now. They are moving out. But why have they not been given to other states of India? So and there's another reason for that, because if an epidemic breaks out, the species can get vanished also. There's a big risk that the government is taking. Why is it so?
Sir, the Gujarat government has recently thought about relocation of lions to another area to reduce the risk of them being affected through a virus, because canine distemper virus was also very prevalent.
Where is that area where they're planning to send?
Sir, I am unable to recall that area.
Somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, I believe.
Yes. Sir, as far as I can remember, it was Kuno Palpur, but I'm not sure about it.
However, Madhya Pradesh habitat is very similar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Gujarat is economically one of the top states of India. Per capita income is also high, but very low in the social indicators. Which are the social indicators in which it ranks well below average, and the reasons for that. Why this contradiction? Normally, economic well-being goes along with social indicators.
Certainly, sir. Sir, the social indicators that Gujarat ranks a little lower is one is the health, where
Health.
sex ratio at birth in India, in Gujarat, sorry, is below the national average. Where while
Yes.
it is 929 at the national level, it is 919 in Gujarat.
I don't
Secondly,
need statistics. I only want the reasons.
okay, sir. So, reasons first of all, Gujarat focused excessively on industrial development. And while it focused on that, the relocation and the rehabilitation of those people uh, might not have.
But Malki, it's not a recent thing.
Yes,
I
sir.
did the statistics in 2005-6 study was carried out. It was in bad shape. Into 2021, after 15 years, the study is carried out and it is worse now. So it's not that they didn't have time to do the correct thing.
Sir, I believe that there was less focus on social sectors as much as the economy, and we focused excessively on in building infrastructure, which led to the neglect of this sector. Sir, certainly I will have to read more about it to
Okay, doesn't
propose the
matter.
exact reasons for it.
One last question.
Yes,
So
sir.
now I have to move out of Gujarat. But I'll go to the neighboring state. You have opted for it also. And I'm giving you Rajasthan cadre as an IAS officer.
Okay, sir.
Happy? Okay. After a couple of years of working in the field, now today you are taking charge of district collector. And your boss tells you that Anki, it's a very nice district, but with a challenge. And I hope that you will come up to it. That in next 2-3 years, you have to work on two things for which this district gets a bad name. And those two things are dowry and child marriage. Prepare short-term, long-term plans and discuss with me. So what
Okay,
will be
sir.
your short-term? Just
Okay,
bullet
sir.
point two.
Okay, sir. 2 points for each.
3 points for each at least.
Okay, 3 points for each. Okay, sir. So first of all, in short term, identify the pockets where it is being excessively practiced, and secondly, combine legal action with social persuasion to ensure that the people there are more deterrent from practicing dowry and child marriage. So in the long term, there is a need to detach dowry and child marriage from culture, because
How
it
do you
is
do that? It's easy to say, but how do you do that?
so that will require a lot of awareness and connecting with
You
people.
have at the most 3 years as a district collector.
Yes, sir.
You must
So,
do something which will have an effect.
so we can connect with religious leaders first of all, and the leaders in the region, which are famous, such as the Sarpanch or the mayor, who have more connection with the people and who can directly approach them.
If
And
if
through
if they were to be proactive, the problem would not have been there. As simple as that.
certainly, sir, but the administration can act as a nudge, and they can try to bring out behavioral changes with
What
them.
will you do in administration? They say that, madam, हमें तो जो होता है वही मालूम है, बात बताइए क्या करना है. You have to guide them.
So then we can, for once, we can introduce the concepts like that in the education system itself, in the foundation of the children, so
Very
that
right. Very
there is more empowerment from the children itself, and they have greater awareness. And secondly, sir, those parents who are trying to avoid these practices and indulge in better healthy practices, they can be rewarded.
How will you find out who are those parents?
So the sir from the school children itself.
Nobody is going to tell you that.
Okay, sir. Then it
You
is
are
a large issue.
actually you are an outsider there.
Yes, sir.
All the more difficult now.
So that is why we would have to engage with the leaders from the region itself, so that
Oh,
they have more trust and we can bridge that trust deficit that they might have.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm just taking the conversation forward. You were mentioning about the cultural, trying weeding out it culturally in that sense. What is the historical or cultural reason for child marriage to be prevalent in a state like Rajasthan?
Ma'am, I'm not exactly sure about the historical reason for it. Should I take a guess?
You can see patriarchy we had everywhere. It was pan India was patriarchal in that sense. So it cannot be patriarchy as such. So there could be something else. You and both states share the same vulnerability geographically. So now can you consider thinking?
Ma'am, the wars that were happening in the past, and due to that, uh, it might be there that because there was greater vulnerability of men losing men in war, and that is why they used to fix their marriages before itself.
Yes, it is the invasion part on the border state. That's one aspect. Yes, no problem. Please tell me, you're a computer engineering student. What can you tell me about India's AI mission? What are the main aspects of India's AI mission?
Ma'am, India's AI mission is a 10,000 crore corpus driven mission, which is going to focus on multiple things. First is building indigenous data centers so as to ensure data localization. Second will be building greater skills in AI through indigenous skilling of that and including that in our Skill India mission as well. So, man, third would be developing systems for increasing the computing capacity that we have right now to ensure that we can integrate AI better.
Yes.
These are the
Okay.
three aspects I can remember right now.
Yes, there are more, but this is fair enough. Gujarat has a very strong diamond industry,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And now we are hearing constantly about lab grown diamonds. What do you think is the technology behind the process behind artificial or lab grown diamonds?
Ma'am, lab grown diamonds are being built with the basically two techniques. One is the chemical vapor disposition, and second is the high pressure, high temperature technique that they are using, which is going to produce similar optical and physical properties like the natural diamond.
In your opinion, do you think people should move towards artificial diamond?
Ma'am, it is a more environment friendly, a more cost effective option, and it will give access to greater people to afford diamonds as well. And the diamond mining industry also has a lot of humanitarian issues, like we hear about the blood diamond thing that is going on in when they procure the Kimberley certificates and there is wrong certificates and that. So these issues can be dealt with if we focus more on lab grown diamonds.
Okay. Um, this Republic Day, did you notice what was Gujarat's tableau theme? The Republic Day parade?
Ma'am, I did see it, but I'm unable to recall right now.
No problem. Please tell me you speak in Spanish, like learning Spanish language.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me some countries, 5 countries in the world which has Spanish as their first language?
Ma'am, there is Puerto Rico, Spain, Argentina, Chile, and Mexico.
Definitely. Now, with respect, the naturally it came because of their colonial connection. Now, did India have a pre-colonial, or rather say before British? We know that we had Portugal, Dutch, a lot of interaction. Was there any interaction with Spain as such?
Ma'am, not something I can remember right now.
No problem. Uh, Bhavnagar in Gujarat is associated with a particular species and some sort of census. Which is any idea which is the species, wildlife species?
Sorry, ma'am. I am not aware about it. I'm sorry.
No problem. My last question to you is regarding the kite industry. What is the environmental hazard that you can think of from the kite industry?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
kite flying certainly harms a lot of birds during the process. And secondly,
But
ma'am, the
haven't we always had kite as such? Why this recent concern? As in kite as a flying kite flying has always been there for years in India. How come it is creating an environmental hazard right now, as in the last couple of years? What has changed?
Ma'am, the threads that we are using for kite flying, they have become more sharper, and there is an influx of Chinese threads which are more sturdier, which leads to greater harm to the
Glass
birds.
coated.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Glass
Thank you.
coated. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Margi, you are from Gujarat, right?
Yes, sir.
Your name reminds me of some Rigvedic lady called as the Gargi. Can you
Yes, sir.
tell her contribution? What was she exactly?
So she was a Vedic scholar, and she is renowned for questioning the claim of, say, Yajnavalkya about his superiority about the knowledge of Brahman. So she was the only female who dared to do that during that time. That is why she is renowned.
Any other Rigvedic female scholars? You
So,
know the name?
so there is a scholar named Lopamudra who was a Vedic scholar and wrote hymns about love and devotion. And there is also Maitri, who was the wife of sage Yajnavalkya, and who's also written hymns in Rigveda. And she is renowned for one thing that. Her husband asked her to give to be able to ask for something, anything, and he would be able to give, and she asked for the wealth of immortality. So
Okay.
these are the two things.
So, what are the issues with the Gujarat Disturbed Areas Act? Why it is in controversial wage?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't get the question.
Gujarat Disturbed Areas Act.
Sir, I
Disturb-
haven't. Sorry, sir, I haven't read about it. I will read about it, sir. I'm not aware of it.
Okay. See, Gujarat is a state with highest number of minor ports. Minor
Okay, sir.
ports. So,
Yes.
what are the issues with the minor ports basically? Security related.
Sir, recently we have seen a large transport of drugs, and there has been a lot of seizure of drugs from the Gujarat port. So these ports could be used for that. And so, secondly, the marine police stations that we have, they lack the technology and the infrastructure that we need for greater patrolling of the Gujarat's coastline. So these could be the two things.
There is something missing which the large ports have and minor ports do not have. What is that?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about the exact provision.
Do minor ports have security of Central Armed Police Forces or it is with state police?
Sir, it is. Sir, can I take a guess? I'm not very sure about it, so I do not want to
Please, please.
guess about it. Sir, I guess they do not have the CAPF forces, and that could lead to the security breaches.
That is the issue actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Gujarat is a state with intrastate regional inequality, especially the Saurashtra region. Can you
Yes.
tell me what are the constitutional provisions to address this?
Sir, we have Article 371, which provides for separate development boards for Saurashtra and Kutch, and providing them with greater resources. And so, yes, sir, these are the provisions present for addressing the issues in Saurashtra and Kutch.
Okay. Tell me why this Par Tapi Narmada project, river linking project was shelved. It was scrapped. Why?
Sir, I don't know about the exact reason. Sorry, sir.
Tell me what is the relevance of Gandhiji's trusteeship model today?
So the trusteeship model argues for greater economic equality and better redistribution of wealth by nudging the people who have greater wealth to use it to act as a trustee and use it for those who lack it, and improve their socio-economic opportunities and overall the standard of life. So, sir, as we see that there is greater economic inequality right now in the nation, we can use this trusteeship model, and we are already seeing that in form of CSR and private philanthropy as well. So,
Okay. My last question. Tell me any two pros and two cons of Gujarat model of development.
okay, so So, firstly, the two pros would be that the Gujarat model has created state of the class infrastructure seen in the uh, kind of infrastructure that we have in the Surat Diamond Burst or the Gift City in Gandhinagar. So, secondly, it has made Gujarat a very investment friendly state, with Gujarat receiving one of the largest FDIs in the recent years. So, two cons. One would be that the social indicators in Gujarat have dipped, and they are not performing as well proportionally to the economic development we have achieved. And sir, the second, I am unable to think about the second con right now. Sorry, sir.
Sir,
Hello, Margi.
Thank you, sir. Good
You know,
evening, sir.
earlier talking about Spain. Just I think few months back, Spanish Prime Minister visited India.
Okay, sir.
Tell me, some points, 2 or 3 points about India-Spain relations. Very specific. What are some areas of collaboration?
So, Spain is India's eighth largest trading partner in the European Union. India exports organic chemicals, iron and steel, and leather and automobile parts to Spain. And so, thirdly, we have Indo-Spain Cultural Relations Center, where we offer scholarships to the Spanish cultural groups and scholarships to 10 students annually, Spanish students, to come and study in India.
Okay. You have been a winner in Western group song.
Yes.
How Western group song is different from, say, Indian group song? Why this particular Western group song?
So Western singing focuses more on harmony and the focus on ragas that we have in Indian classical music that does not resonate the same in Western music. So secondly, Western music has multiple genres like hip hop or rhythm and blues, so something like that. So there is a lot of diversity there.
But why group song? That can be true for, say, any sort of single song. But what about group song?
So group song focuses largely on harmony and it focuses on utilizing the potential of different pitches of different singers in that particular group.
Okay,
So that is why.
got your point. Got your point. Okay. When it comes to, Acha, you have been vice president of LDC UPSC Student Association. So
Yes,
in your engineering college, you have UPSC Student Association.
yes, sir, we did actually.
Okay.
That was to raise greater awareness about civil services and to motivate children to understand the role of civil services and if they wanted and if they were interested, how to approach.
Okay. Very interesting. Your college has UPSC Student Association. Particularly, student associations are associated with student body elections most of the time. Okay. Do you think does your college has student body elections?
No, sir, our college didn't have any student body elections.
Why does state government does not permit it?
Sir, it isn't like there is no permission. There are other colleges which have student body elections, but for our college, it did not have a very good past of elections, and there was a lot of violence and very proactive student politics, which was interfering with the academic course. So that is why that was done away with, especially in our college.
Considering this particular fact, do you think student body elections should be banned?
So certainly not. Student body elections largely
Because you
help in
yourself
promoting.
mentioned, a lot of violence take place. It diverts away from academic attention. Means most of the time I have seen in JNU, DU, means the temperatures are always high.
So banning could not be the way to go. I feel greater regulation and more specific activities that do not hinder the academic course should be promoted. And also, student body elections should be focused on addressing students' issues in the organization or in the institute rather than political affiliations or things like that.
So, do you think your college should rethink this policy of banning the elections?
So So I believe that if I am consulted about it, I would certainly say that students should have elections so that there is a greater political socialization, and also that we could have student leaders from that very uh, uh, policy that we have.
Okay. You have hobby of reading Western fiction books.
Yes, sir.
So, which books, which fiction books you have read recently? Tell me some names.
So one recently read book I have is The Four Winds by author Kristen Hanna. Should I explain what it was about? Can I?
No, tell me some
Okay.
other names that you have read.
Second was Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And so third was Killing Commendator by Haruki Murakami.
Okay. Particularly that, Fault in Our Stars. Have you watched the movie as well, based on?
Yes, I have.
In that particular movie, not movie per se, but that novel itself theme itself is hope, sort of hope, या फिर means
Yes, sir.
grief, how to handle grief, वगैरह वगैरह.
Yes, sir.
In this particular current scenario, how we should deal with grief in the charged area of social media, particularly. Lot of the times social media often exacerbates this particular aspect for youth.
Yes, sir. So, sir, dealing with grief, first of all, I believe that in recent times, because there is a lot of focus on moving on and going on with your life, we do not give ourselves time to grieve enough. So, sir, first is the acknowledgement that and the validation of that grief, and secondly, greater acceptance that life cannot always be about the positive things, and we need to deal with negativity with acceptance, acknowledgement, and then positivity while we deal with that. And so, thirdly, obviously, moving on is the way to go because life does not stop and one cannot stay in a certain phase. One has to move on and do better things in their life and greater things in their life.
Okay,
And that grief, yes, sir.
my last question to you. Okay. Particularly considering your background in computer engineering, suppose you become a district superintendent of police of certain district, and in that particular district you observed that the cases of child porn are increasing. Okay. What steps you should take to tackle this particular issue?
Okay, sir. So, firstly, I think these websites or the social media intermediaries that host these kind of content, they should be reprimanded according to the legal provisions available. Secondly, sir, what we can do is we can utilize the uh, so secondly, the problem that we face is people using VPN to access this kind of content. So that needs to be curbed. And so thirdly, we need to interact with the people itself to um, kind of ensure that this is the problem of a mindset, and we need to address that disgustful. I believe that mindset is disgusting where one would want to even watch this. So that needs to be dealt with by engaging more with the citizens and the people who are engaging in these kinds of activities.
What are some laws associated that you mentioned you will use? What are those laws?
Sir, I am not aware about the exact provisions or the laws that deal with specifically child porn. So I would not like to take a guess on it.
Okay.
But I will read about it, sir.
Okay, thank you, Maggie. That's all for the day. Before we start the feedback,